All right, now that you have moved all your data over and you've calculated your mean and standard deviation for each of these values, now we want to compare our data. So you should have all of these boxes filled in. So mean and standard deviation for the mass, for the wing length, the tarsus length, and the beak depth. We're going to compare survivor to non-survivor for each of these parameters. So you'll have one chart for weight for non-survivors versus survivors, one chart for wing for survivor versus non-survivor, same for tarsus and same for depth. If you put them in different charts, it's clearer, it makes it easier for you to analyze your data. Remember, your graphs are there to make the data easier to interpret. If they're confusing, they're not doing their job. So let's see how to make a bar graph in Excel. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this column. Weight is great, but I want it to be more specific, so it'll title my chart, and you'll see why in a second. So I'm going to name this one non-survivor mass. And then I'm going to rename this one survivor mass. Okay, so now I've renamed my columns. I'm going to click on non-survivor mass, the heading. I'm going to press Control and then click on survivor mass. Now I'm going to release Control. I'm going to scroll down. Then I'm going to click on the mean for the non-survivor mass, and then click on the mean for the survivor mass. So I've kind of selected the data that I want Excel to graph for me. Now I go to Insert, and I look at all these charts. Now what I want for this one is a column chart, so I'm going to click on Insert Column Chart. And I want a two-dimensional column, and so I'm going to click on that. And voila, I have my non-survivor mass here and my survivor mass here. I need to do a little work on the formatting here, so I can click on this plus button. I want axis titles, so I'm going to click on that. I want to adjust my chart title, so when I come back I can come over and give this an appropriate title. And I can do the same for my axis titles. The one other thing that you're definitely gonna need to do is add error bars. So we've calculated standard deviation. Now I want to represent that on our chart. So you're gonna go ahead and select the chart. So just click anywhere on that chart, right? And if you look up here, it should come up. You'll see Chart Tools come up. You want the design. And then over here you have Add Chart Element. So there's different ways to get to where we're going. So over here you have chart elements and you have error bars you could click on and go over to the side, or up here you can add chart element. And again, you see error bars and you can go to the side. So I'm going to go over here to the kind of drop down menu, and I'm going to go down to more error bar options. This is there to trick you. That's not what you want. Not that standard deviation. I want more error bar options. I click on that. Now I'm going to scroll down here and I want custom error bars, and then I'm going to specify the value. Okay, so now I specified value. I'm going to delete what they have there, and I'm going to delete what they have there. So I'm going to delete the positive error value and the negative error value. Then I'm going to come over, I'm going to click on the standard deviation for my, so I'll go to the positive error value first. I'm going to click on standard deviation for my non-survivor mass. But I'm also going to come over to this one. I'm going to hit Control and click again over there. So now it knows that I want different positive error bars for the different groups. And I'm going to do the same thing over with my negative. So I'm going to click over here, and then I'm going to Control and click over here. So now it's selecting both of those. And then I'm going to hit OK. And you'll see that if you look closely, these error bars correlate to the 1.76 grams above and below. And this error bar over here correlates to the 1.36. If you click here, you can modify the chart title. It should be something descriptive. So, mass of surviving and or versus non-surviving finches in Daphne Major. And then you're going to adjust this, and this should be mass. Don't forget your unit. So I'm going to delete what's there, and I'm going to say mass in grams. And then over here, I already have these, but I can say, you know, surviving or non-survivor versus surviving finch, or I could delete it altogether because I already have that there. And so this is what you're going to do for all of your different data sets. I hope that was helpful. If you're still stuck, then come on in and we can go over it together. Thanks. Bye.